Hello and welcome. I'm Jenny, founder of Gentle Landmark and the host of Gathering Voices. This is your go to podcast for real, raw stories for women who are out here building businesses, creating change, and making waves in their communities. In this episode, I sit down with Babs, owner of Mystery Box Games. She shares her story of transition, saying goodbye to one path, stepping into a new, and embracing resilience along the way. From partnership lessons to becoming her own biggest cheerleader, Babs reminds us that endings make room for powerful new beginnings and can create space for growth, new opportunities, and self-discovery. Hi, Babs. Thank you for joining me today. How are you?
I'm dandy. I'm happy to be virtually here.
Me too. I'm very excited to dive into the conversation. So I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Babs. I'm the uh head and brains of Mystery Box Games, also known as Punch Out Games. Yeah, I live in Phillipsburg, so I'm local to the Lehigh Valley. I am a woman.
I love it.
Yes, I'm on a
Well,
new journey, so I don't know how to label myself yet.
and that's perfectly fine. Actually, that's a good topic. We live in this society that makes you feel like an outcast if you don't have a drive, passion, ambition, or a clear line into what you should be doing, when that's not true. And we can all have our own journey at whatever time that looks like. Reinventing is just part of the game.
Yeah. It's funny because I keep saying I'm starting over, but I don't want to say that I'm like starting over. I just want to say that I'm just adding more growth to my portfolio. Like
Yeah.
because starting over is not necessarily a bad thing because sometimes you have to start over. Sometimes you start a project and you think you're doing well, but you have to legitimately start over. Like you're building an IKEA furniture and you missed something and then you have to freaking start over. But I don't see it as a bad thing, but I see it more as lessons were learned, things were done, and all I have to do is just keep moving forward. And by keep moving forward is just, okay, I got to focus on this and I got to focus on that. But now I know for next time not to do X, Y, and Z. So rather than
Yes.
saying I'm starting over, I'm just legitimately just adding more to my portfolio and stepping into something that I know I'm capable of doing. If I decide to open a business again, I know what to do and what not to do.
Yeah. Why don't you take us on that journey of your current business and how that came about, and where that journey has gone?
I feel like if I were to go into it, it'd be 2 hours long. Um, that's
Give
the
us
one
the
thing
summary.
about me is I always start from the inception. A friend wanted to do something big for themselves, wanted to own something, and I know myself. I'm capable of getting it done. And I
Yes.
decided to jump on this journey with him and create something. What it meant for me was pausing my career. I was working for New York Women in Film and Television just before all of this, and I just had bought a house. I was beaming. I was
Yeah.
happy. I was happy enough to be at the job and just know that there were goals that I was placing what I wanted to take out of this job. Anyways, I joined my friend and decided, all right, let's do this. We got a business loan. Business loan means collateral. Put that under my house. And then we got a space that we probably shouldn't have. That's like a lesson. If it doesn't have a floor, walk away. Our original space didn't have a floor, and we were like, yeah, we can do this. It took forever to open, and then we ended up closing 4 months into it because the ceiling collapsed.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
and then the landlord sued me and put a lien on my house and all that other bureaucracy stuff. Yes, we found a new space and it was awesome because it was it all happened really fast. Everything was going well. We had the kitchen running. We were doing well. But with everything, there comes a lot of stress in both of our lives, just complicated, not being able to collect a paycheck for very long and relying on this amount of money to pay our rent, pay our bills. And there are things that should have probably been done to prevent any of that financial stress, but it is what it is. You just have to flow with that. 'cause,
Yeah.
there's nothing else you can do other than look back and say, "Okay, well, this is what I should do next time." But with all that, it ended. There was a lot of stress, there was a lot of feelings that I had. I did not feel safe at the moment, and he just didn't believe me, so he left. And, and it kinda took me back. I did close the store for the first week because I was, like, kind of in shock, but I also wasn't, like, surprised. It was either gonna be me or him at some point being like, "I've had enough." I just didn't think it
Yeah.
was gonna go about this way, but I had to set a boundary for myself. I feel like I'm a very nice person and sometimes patient, not all the time. But something about me brings all the people who want to just take advantage of my kindness. And for a long time, I just said, "Yeah, sure," as I'm drowning and becoming exhausted and, crashing out here and there. But I don't see all of those like as imperfections because, some people can understand where I'm coming from and really hone in
Yeah.
into really caring and understanding, and it's not a fault if you don't. There's no hatred that I have right now. I mean, the only hatred I have is like all this stuff that I gotta do right now, but it's not gonna be the end of it.
Everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses, and I think
Yeah.
that's one reason why you go into a partnership if you're opening or even not, because communication is huge and having a business in general is hard.
Yeah.
And there's a reason that not everyone is starting their own.
Yeah, a business isn't easy. You're not gonna make like, a zillion dollars the first day. I mean, that would be the freaking dream, but it comes with a lot of hard work. Jenny from Plants and Coffee, she's always like hustling, trying to do something different with the store. And I admire that a lot. Because like I'm that kind of person too. I feel a lot of that has like shut down in myself because I was so exhausted and I couldn't handle like anything anymore at that point. Like I was just like, I can't handle a person. That's not
Yeah.
good. The fact that I can't handle a person, that says something, and it's not a failure from my end. It's if you're working with somebody, that's called team playing.
Yes.
You're in a team and you gotta work together. And I felt like sometimes we were a team and sometimes we weren't a team. And those sometimes were the most crucial parts of our business. And it didn't work out for either of us and it sucks. But no animosity, just kind of like, yeah, there's things that I had to do to run this business. There's a lot of things I had to just kind of be complicit about just to keep everything sunshine and happy. But I wouldn't change things. I mean, probably would change things, obviously, but there's
Hindsight's 2020.
but exactly, you can't change things now. Now's the future. Now I just gotta focus on myself. So
Yeah.
I'm at a point of my grief where it's not really accepting, but it's more of okay, Babs, you're angry. I get it, but you gotta learn how to tread forward. I'll have those moments where I'm just like, last night I had a moment where I crashed out and just started crying. And, it happens. It's bound to happen.
You need to let it out, or else if you don't allow it, it's only going to get worse and
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to heal and move forward.
No, you're not. And that's the most important thing is being able to heal and move forward. And
Yeah.
healing in the sense of forgiving what happened in the past and being able to move forward. And again, it's feeling it all out. I've had moments where I'm just sitting there with my friends and they're like, "How's Babs doing?" And I'm like, "Ah!" Or they'll say, "Hey, let's go get ice cream." And I'll be like, "Wah!" But it's the motion, It was not just loss of a business partner, but it's a loss of a friend. But there's a lot of things that are now, like, coming to me, like, coming to where I'm like, Was it a friendship? Like, was it really sustainable? Were we just doing this because of this? Were we just doing this because of that? Probably. Who knows? I can't keep asking
Those are
myself.
really valid questions.
Yeah, I don't think we were on the same page. And
Yeah.
not being on the same page is not good for either of us. Not good for me,
Yeah.
not good for him because then I feel like I'm putting like expectations on him that he's unaware of. And then he's disappointing me even though I shouldn't be expecting certain things from him.
Yeah.
So it's okay. It's definitely been very hard. It's definitely been not fun, but every day comes, new things and new reasons to want to stay humble and happy and alive. I have great friends, great parents, great cats. And like I opened yesterday and it was like 20 people in the store and it was awesome because they were all there playing and eating and having fun and just hearing their like voices. At the end of the day, we created such a big community together and
Yeah.
that's like that's that's lit. You know, that's so cool that we were able to create such a strong weird group of people. I was in the shower and I was like, we were home of the gays. Because people felt safe in there. And some of the things that people have come up to me and told me is how much they appreciated feeling safe and how they feel like they could just come in with like, lipstick on and there'll be no judgment. They could come in and just be themselves and there'll be no judgment. I mean, this was a space that we created for you to be safe and be to happy in. We weren't very vocal about election stuff. We weren't very pro this or anti this. We were pro people. We're pro community. So when
Yes.
what's his name got elected, I put out a message that said times are hard and things are going to get complicated and weird and just know that you got us. Like you have us. Again, it's like we are still a safe community and if you just need to come in here and sit down and watch TV but feel like you're safe and feel like you're with family, then come in. I don't care. Do it. You know,
That's beautiful.
and even when ICE was in Bethlehem and kidnapped all those people, like I put a message that was like, because I was supposed to like announce like a big party thing and like, a big flea market thing, and then I didn't. I withheld from celebrating something because I was like,
Yeah. How does
like,
that feel comfortable?
yeah, I was like, I'm not ready to announce something. Like I gotta give myself a minute to really like that happened like a town next to us, like 20 minutes away from us.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I was like, this is something that I gotta say. And I had just said something very simple. And then we like shout out to the families, sending love and, come to our store, like
Yeah.
come be here. So that's what we always aimed for. Like I'm proud. I call this the resistance bar. What we created together is so much bigger than the problems we had together. Of course, it affected not only our relationship, but the relationship of our store. But to think that we literally next day after election day, we had all these people come in just because they wanted to not only support us, but they just wanted to turn the brains off. Again, I'm not very like vocal of that, but just
Yeah.
come here, come
It
into my
comes out though
arms.
as in your character and who you are and how you show up
Yeah.
for people. That's
I just wanna,
really
like, hug
beautiful.
everybody. I wanna make my arms super long and just, like, hug every single person who's hurting right now, especially right now. So,
Yeah.
I would say, like, that's something that if anything, that if we could look back on in the store, we can look back in the business that we created together, is that is the beauty that we created something safe for the community. So
Yeah.
it's been hard making these decisions by myself and like, realizing that I can no longer do it because it's not making me happy, and it's just me having to emphasize to the people, the customers, the gamers, it's not you, it's me. I need
You
time
need to
away
do
from
what's
this
best for
place.
you too.
Yeah, it was hard for them to accept that because they were like, "No, don't do it. You can make something amazing." And I'm like, "No,
Yeah.
I probably could. I probably could like pop off and do something really cool and make it really woman owned and all of that, but I don't have it in me. I really don't. I thought I did, and the first couple of weeks, like after, the initial week, I was like, okay, maybe I can like, repaint the walls, make it really me and add the things that I've been wanting to add. But a little by little, I started realizing like there's one thing that I want. And that is to go back to a career that I was really good at, that I shined in, that I, got so much respect from so many people for just simply even existing in that in that world. I got to
Yeah.
work with women making movies and helping them in any way possible, both Black, Latina, trans women, advocating for that. And, I'm never going to stop advocating. That's something that will never change about me. That's something that I'm never going to stop doing. So I told everyone that I was ready to move on from this phase of my life. I think they started accepting it and seeing it as less of a negative thing and more of like, okay, well, Babs is trying to find her path.
Yes.
And you know what? This is what she needs and this is what we're going to support. So I'm going to still be doing like pop-ups here and there because I still have all the game.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do events, collab with other bars and restaurants and stuff like that. But as far as having a brick and mortar space, I don't I don't want it.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want the space in the beginning, but like I said, the space came with a lot of good things. It came with,
Yeah.
good people, good food, good games, everything. And so that's something that I'll never regret. I'll never, ever,
Yeah.
ever regret my people. I'll never regret my community. I'll never regret the late nights with these people who just come by and just want to play something. I'll never regret that. That's literally part of me. So every single event that I've done at the store or even the events that I've done in film, they've impacted me somehow. We did a women's event, hosted my first like ladies that hang,
Yeah.
and you could feel the room. You could feel the room was filled with people who just need a break from men.
I
And
feel
every
that.
and there was one woman who was just on the couch just crocheting by herself, watching TV, like, no bothers in the world. Nobody's telling her, "Make me this, make me that, do this for me." She was just hanging, she was vibing. And then there was other people having fun. There's two friends who were just having some wine and doing a puzzle, and there was, like, a group doing arts and crafts. They all at the end were like, I don't know why, but this is what we really needed. So again, I'm never going to stop advocating for people. I'm never going to stop advocating. I'm never going to keep my mouth shut if I see something wrong. I just had a space to like, really hone in and say, "Don't go over
Yeah.
there. Come here."
Yeah. So
But
what's next for you? I'm hearing this conversation has gone so beautifully, and I'm seeing your smile coming back and Babs coming out as you talk about the community and those you advocate for and the things that are most important for you. So what's next? How do you push yourself forward from here?
wake up every single day and say, "Let's go. Let's go.
Let's
Let's do
go.
this. Let's do this. Babs, come on, just get up." So I get up at 3:30 in the morning every day to make my 5 a.m. class at the Void, and I work out, and even though it's hot, I don't wanna lift, I don't wanna do jumping jacks, I don't wanna do that, but I do it, and I don't do it because I'm trying to get skinny. I'm doing it because it just gives me a level of hype. It gives me the powerful feelings, and at the end of the class, when I'm laying on the ground, lifeless, no breath, nothing, I get back up and I clean my mat and I say, "You know what? That was worth it." You know what keeps me going is staying accountable on do my fitness stuff and staying accountable on myself. I'm gonna break down during the day. I'm like I did before my shift at Target. I was like, "Oh my God, what's happening?" But I have to like, okay, let it out. Let it out because if you don't let it out, you're just gonna fester and it's just gonna grow and it's gonna grow and you're just gonna get angrier and you don't need to get angry. So
Yes.
let it out. So every day I just gotta thank God that I woke up today and I'm willing to go try. And at the end of the night, I get to bed, I hug my babies, my little kitties, and say, "Thank you, God, for today. Everything things were different, things went exactly how I wanted it to be, but I survived, I did it, I accomplished it, and I'm moving forward." And I'm not a very religious person, but what you will see is me appreciating little things like that. And
Absolutely.
there's higher there's a higher spirit out there
Yeah.
that's protecting me every day. I'm like, they're trying to remind me every day that everything's gonna be okay, you know? Like, right now it's
Yeah.
hard and it's not easy, and my parents are also hurting too because this was, again, not just, like, a heartbreak for me, but they hate seeing me sad, so it makes them, like,
Yeah.
sad and angry that, we kinda left with this, and it's hard, but I'm gonna get through it. I appreciate the hard days, appreciate the easy days, appreciate every single moment. I'm throwing a party, and I've been getting a lot of texts from people being like, "We're gonna show up for you," and I'm like, "Oh my god, it's
Yes.
so beautiful." It's not even like a the original idea was like a funeral. I was like, "Everybody wear black." And, that I did that in the moment of this grief that I was holding onto and this anger of how all of this has been happening. But then I took a step back and, helped with my therapist. I love you, thank you. I don't want to celebrate my grief. I don't want people to see me in my grief. I want to celebrate the people that have been there, not just for me, but for the store, even for Mick, right? Like, I want everyone to just be in a room, in a space where they have memories in. And I don't want to celebrate my grief. I want to celebrate them. Because
Yeah.
of them, we stayed open for as long as we did. Because of them, we had all these fun events, and because of them, it kept the spirit alive. I was like, "Let me go through that shit by myself, and let me not project." I don't think people understand how much it means to me right now,
Yeah.
but that's just right now what I need, and what I need is for everyone to understand that.
It's celebrating the moment and the
Yeah.
lessons learned. So, can you recap what lessons can we all, even though we're not going through the same thing that you are going through in the same experience, but I think a lot of us have gone through or are currently going through something very similar that has to do with, their situation in their life. What lessons would you say to everyone to take away from these types of feelings and experiences?
Be gentle with yourself. It's not easy, and trust me, if you're going through the same experience as I did, it's not easy. But everyone has their own thing, but you just have to remember it might suck at the moment. It might feel like betrayal, and like you might feel like end of the world is happening. But you have to remember one thing. You did it. And there's a lot of people who say, "I
Yes.
can do it." So whether it's opening a business or being a parent or even being in a relationship, those things don't work out. I mean, like, you're a parent now, so, like, you gotta accept that. But if those things are not working out as well as you thought it would work out, don't run yourself crazy thinking how you could have been better, because everybody could have been better. Everybody could have done better. Every single person could have done something different to be better. But in the end, it's really just be gentle with yourself, be kind with yourself.
Yeah.
Be understanding of yourself. Give yourself grace. You get a grace period for rent. Why not give yourself a grace period for you? And glow up in your own way. Glow up in a way that you find peace within yourself. Because if you don't find peace within yourself and you're stuck in a loop of like, "Oh, I wish I didn't do this. I wish I didn't do that. I wish I," trust me, there's a lot of things I wish I didn't do. But what am I gonna do? Nothing. I can't change it. I can't go back in time and be like, "Okay, this is what we're gonna do first, actually." You have to respect the effort that you've put into things that you are doing and trying to complete within yourself. If you're still doing it and you're still in it, then keep going. If that thing doesn't work, then try this thing. If that thing doesn't work, then try this. There's so many options in your life. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up
Yes.
on and I trust me, like, I feel like I'm giving up on the store, but I have to remember one thing. I did the thing that I wanted to do, and that's say that I owned a business. But now I'm going back to not only the thing that I'm good at, but I'm literally at block one. But it doesn't feel like it, you know? It just feels like, okay, well, I gotta do it. Like, I just gotta do it.
Yeah.
Don't defeat yourself. Be nice to yourself. Give yourself grace. And just remember, you did the damn thing. And you should be proud of yourself. And you should wake up in the morning, look at yourself in the mirror, and say, yes, I am that person. I am the person that's going to accomplish things. And even if you just accomplish one thing throughout the whole day, you accomplish one thing. And that is
Yes.
all that matters. If you want to stay in bed all day because you just, that's the vibe, then that's the vibe. Don't make yourself feel bad. Sometimes your body is calling for that because tomorrow you're going to complete 2,000 goals and it's going to be awesome. So
Yeah.
be nice to yourself. Don't discourage yourself, and everything will pass. I got to remind myself of that too. Sometimes I get moments where I'm like, God damn it, I hate him. But then I have to remind myself, like, why? What is that doing? That's not doing anything. And that's only hurting me. It's not hurting him because he's not in the room. It's
Yeah.
hurting me, and it's hurting my mental health, and it's hurting my physical health, and it's putting me in like depression when I should be in like, you know what? It's okay. These are learning lessons, everything comes with grace. So,
At the
yeah,
end of the day, you have to protect yourself, whether you're in a relationship with someone in whatever form,
whatever it is.
professionally, personally, even family members, you have to put yourself first, unfortunately, or fortunately and unfortunately, you're only you.
Yeah. There's only one of you.
Yeah,
Ever. You're not
ever.
gonna die and then another one comes of you. You have to really, really enjoy who you are and really
Yes,
embrace who you are and love who you are. You don't have to be that person to feel like you can do everything. You have to
yes,
be you to know that you can do everything.
yes.
I'm working retail jobs right now. Does that make me a failure? No, absolutely not. That's me paying off my debt. And
Doing what you gotta
I
do.
will do what I gotta do to make sure that not only my debt gets paid, but my mental health gets corrected. And everything will flow. When things are ready for you, it means you're ready. But things are not just going to come to you. Don't just sit there and just wait for things to happen to you because you have to do the work. And again,
Yeah,
it's not just the work of working, but it's the work of working on your brain, working on your relationship with your friends, with your family. And even if you don't have a relationship with your family, that's okay because you have a selective family. You have your friends, so you have your chosen family. So
yeah,
if there are things in your life that's stopping you, that's holding you back, it could even be yourself. You got to recognize that, learn it, and move it away from you. If you're stopping yourself because you're afraid, you're never going to do anything. You're always
yeah,
going to stay here. You're going to stay stagnant. You're just going to never move. Never be afraid. I mean, yeah, you could be afraid, but let's go for it. What's the worst that can happen? It's
yes.
like asking your crush out. They could say yes, and you can have a beautiful life together, or they can say no, and you could still have a beautiful life, just not with them. So,
Yes.
and that's
Beautifully
okay.
said.
You just have to do it, and you just have to give yourself grace, and you just have to be nice to yourself. Trust me, I have to say that to myself every single freaking day. I look myself in the mirror and I go, Babs, chin up.
Yes.
You got this. And if I don't got this, chin down for a second, but then I gotta go back up.
Raise it up.
Just really embrace who you are, because once you start embracing who you are, you really, really start embracing your power. And once you own your power, once you've regained your power, once you've stepped into your power, goddamn, you are unstoppable. Mm-hmm.
That is a good word. Ooh, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Babs, this has been such a great conversation, seriously. And thank you for coming on and
Of
being
course.
real and authentic with you.
This is me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of Gathering Voices. Don't forget, we release a new episode every month filled with more inspiring stories and heartfelt conversations. Stay connected, stay inspired, and let's continue to celebrate the voices that shape our world. Until next time, take care and share your story.